What's up, everybody? As you can see, I was just waiting to cross the street. So, we got a couple things to talk about here. Jeffrey Epstein update. It's kind of a minor update. We're going to do a whole video on this report. Morning Joe. Joe Scarborough, Brzezinski there, Mika Brzezinski. They kick off what starts to be a promising piece on Epstein. What do I mean? Well, it's pretty promising that they're talking about the passport in full, talking about it being fraudulent, issued by Austria. They read the excuse that supposedly he was afraid of a hijacking, right? He's afraid of a hijacking. He would only use it to present to hijackers. It looks like I'm about to get poured on, by the way, guys, and that's okay. We can do this one in the pouring rain. That's fine. We'll find shelter soon. So anyway, you have that. So we have the passport. Starts out promising, right? Then it gets into how Epstein, while he was arrested and in jail, not really in jail, on work release all the time, right? He was having visitors of a sexual nature in the office he was renting. No kidding. That would be, of course, breaking his agreement, and should really, aside from the Crimes Victims' Rights Act and that violation, should really put that whole thing to bed. It's ridiculous. Anyway, we all know that it was beyond a sweetheart deal, right? So then, the big coup de grace of their report is they found some stock footage, and I'm sure it's a bunch of stock footage, of Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump at some bachelor type party, right? We're gonna try to find, we're gonna go take some cover. That's the next move. But at a bachelor party, so they're sitting there, they're looking at girls together. Trump's in the mix with a bunch of cheerleaders. He looks like he has prosthetic eyebrows on. Honestly, that's what I noticed the most of it. Other than Ghislaine Maxwell, the main madam for Epstein, she's also there by his side, talking to this tall man that he enters with. I'm not sure who he is. But there's another guy that Trump is with while he's talking to Epstein. I'd like to get his identity. If he was rolling in circles with Epstein, if he was another one of his guests, he looked like quite the seedy character. So we're going to look at that. And really, we're going to break down, it was like an 8.5, 9-minute piece, right? They never mentioned Bill Clinton once. It's Trump, Trump, Trump. And here's the problem. I believe that thing is from 1992 is what they're dating that party at, right? We've already established him, through my other videos with Ghislaine Maxwell in 1997. We know the falling out didn't happen until 2002. So, people are asking me about Rand Paul, the next part. Let me tell you what Rand Paul did. And I get it. This is one of the reasons I'm not an anarchist. I don't even really consider myself a libertarian. I'm a constitutionalist at heart. And there's 54 in there. I got 3 likes. Can we thumbs this up, share it? I know it's a walk and talk, guys, but we're trying to share information here. So Rand Paul, they had fast-tracked that 9/11 bill for the first responders, the extension of the Zadroga Act. Now, if you guys saw my video a while back when Jonathan Stewart, gave that impassioned speech next to John Feel of the Feel Good Foundation on behalf of James Zadroga and the Zadroga Act, you know that I personally met James Zadroga before he died. And that the Feel Good Foundation, FEAL, Good Foundation, has been doing work with the first responders for years. And it's been much needed work, by the way. Sorry about that rain, okay? So, through these private things, some of these first responders have gotten help, but they had to fight tooth and nail, and many of them have died before they got government help. And now they're trying to cut that off. And, the way Rand Paul looks at it is we can't have more spending without we know where the money's coming from. And I get that, but we got all the money in the world for war. We got all the money in the world for the military-industrial complex. And when you look at that operation, that international intelligence operation that is 9/11. Make no mistake about it. It is horrific to think that elements of our government and other foreign governments and agencies, such as the Israeli Mossad, the Pakistani ISI, and others. Okay, we go over it at length. Saudi Arabia, sure, that's the funding arm, but you got to remember, the majority of those hijackers came in through a U.S. consulate in Saudi Arabia. And what was interesting about that is that it was a CIA-run consulate. Michael J. Springman blew the whistle in the early 90s that he was being forced. I repeat, forced. Sorry about that, guys. The streaking, all that water. Forced to give visas to unqualified applicants. And then you have the majority of the hijackers coming through there. You know the hijackers were being followed by Abel Danger, by members of the FBI. Khalid al-Mihdhar lived with and rented from an FBI informant. Robert Wright, Barry Carmody, and others tried to blow the whistle. But who was in charge? Robert Mueller. Robert Mueller was in charge of the FBI. And earlier, if you watched my Seth Rich video and you see how Robert Mueller blatantly lied in the Mueller report about Seth Rich, when, Seymour Hersh says there's another FBI report out there. Remember, our community agreed it was Russia who hacked that. No. No. Real FBI report according to Hersh? No, that says that Seth Rich created a Dropbox and gave it to them. And now we know that Ellen Ratner is saying that Assange himself said it was Seth and Aaron Rich, his brother, and he paid them through eBay. So once again, go check that out. All right. Hey, y'all be in Old Forge, New York. Hopefully next week I'm going to be taking the kids to Water Safari, where the fun never stops. It's like my favorite trip of the year. So, back to Rand and that international intelligence operation, it's our government who helped facilitate this. And at the very least, if you look at the Bin Laden network and how we funded and financed them and how the Bush family did business with them for years and how he was protected by Pakistani military intelligence before and after the fact, and guys like Joe Biden are meeting with the head of the Pakistani ISI, General Mahmoud Ahmed, who wired $100,000 to Atta just before the attacks. Yeah, we owe something to these guys. Yeah, we do. Okay, Rand? We do. We owe them the health care for the rest of their lives because they sat there and breathed fucking poison every day in and out, and Christine Todd Whitman and others lied to them and said it was safe to breathe. No, we take care of those people. That's what we do, period. So, you know what? I realize he tried to soften the blow. He said to postpone it, and, he didn't want to do it until we found other avenues of revenue bullshit. It's bullshit. People dying today. And those people went into unimaginable conditions. I can't tell you how many first responders I've talked to over the years. Zadroga being one of them. And again, guys, if you want to make a difference in these people's lives, because right now it's up in the air whether or not they're going to get any funding, please check out the Feel Good Foundation. Any kind of donation to them would be great. It would be amazing. Tell them Jason sent you. I sent some people over there and got some thank yous on the back end. So feel good. Forget about me today. We just started the new GoFundMe this month. Whatever. We're going to make it. You guys made it possible last month. But I'll tell you what. Those first responders and Rand Paul taking that stance is it's ridiculous to me. Why try to make your marker stand on that hill? I know there's something to being consistent. But look, the government has all sorts of nonsense programs that don't help anybody, that basically embezzle money from people, all right? And then give corporate welfare to those that don't need it. We got plenty of corporate welfare programs for the Googles of the world, the Amazons of the world, the Facebooks of the world, and we can't figure out how to take care of all these first responders who are breathing in dust, went into fiery buildings, had explosions go off in them, reported secondary explosions in those buildings, watched their brothers and sisters die. No, it's despicable. So folks, I'm going to be back on the flip side a little bit later. We're going to be doing a full breakdown of the MSNBC Morning Joe piece on Trump with this new footage with Epstein where they're palling around and buddying it up. And, again, that's why I'm telling you. They had a relationship. That story about them having 28 women over at Mar-a-Lago and possibly being the first time that Trump met Melania, it may not be far-fetched. Let's be honest. That may not be far-fetched. So Trump, why not get out ahead of it? And instead of just saying not a fan, say, look, before I knew what was going on, I liked women. I didn't realize, this and that. And we did have a close relationship. And he did ride on my plane. Because all that stuff's going to come out. And I know a lot of people right now are starting to think, well, maybe this is a Democratic operation to take Trump out. Or maybe it's a way to try to spin it against Trump because they know so many of their own are going to go down as well. Bill Clinton's not mentioned once in this piece. All right? So once again, we got to find a way to help out the first responders. Check out the Feel Good Foundation. Again, if you can donate to them, please do. Tell them Jason sent you. Jason from Loose Change fame back in the day. And, I'm going to keep up on all these stories. I really appreciate you guys. Again, we just started the new monthly GoFundMe, so hopefully we're going to hit that. To all the new subscribers, please like and share this video, and I'll see you guys all on the flip side.